would you like to start with us?
Wow, I'm just so impressed and so blown away by all of you, and so great work. And I think someone said at the beginning, it's not about winning or losing, it's about continuing, and I can tell you that perseverance is like job number one if you want to be an entrepreneur, so you never give up. So really great job. And I have to say that all of you, all the teams that presented today, could enter and should enter the Imagine Cup. Seriously, you only have to be 16 to enter the Imagine Cup, and I saw some really good ideas today. So you could win $100,000, you can meet Satya Nadella, so keep those things going. And that's the other thing about being an entrepreneur. Take advantage of all the opportunities in front of you. But what I saw today, just some passion, and that's for me, like when I talk to startup founders, do they really care about their idea and what they're trying to put out there? It's not about making money, but do they really believe in the mission and the cause? I saw a lot of that today, that which was so great. I think there was some work to be done on the business models and really thinking through that, really doing your research and really staying focused on how you're differentiated and how you're really different from your competitors. But I think that I saw some really good thinking there that could just be fleshed out a little bit more. But I was so impressed with all of you. Well done.
Yeah, big kudos to you young adults who are putting in time after high school, homework, athletics. It's, you folks have some of the busiest schedules and wake up super early, and it's not easy. So the fact that you're able to actually put real companies together and assemble real teams is a huge accomplishment. And this is the most inspired I've been on a Sunday morning in a while. So thank you for that. If I had to think about one common theme, and this kind of goes beyond just presentations today, but really try and think about as you're pitching this thing and presenting, what's the one thing in the pitch that's going to make the person on the other side of the table's hair on the back of their neck stand up? What's the one thing that's going to get them so excited and so jacked up and want to make them kind of stand up and invest or come work for you, or just that one super inspirational thing? And in my job, I meet and get to hear about 300 to 400 pitches a year, and the one that I like, or two that I like, and I take it to the people in my firm, and how I explain it is, it made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It's not about competition, it's not about business. All those things are important, but you got to have that one X factor. And so I just push all of you, even at that young age, to figure out what that is for your company. And I know that's a little convoluted, but.
Wow, it was super inspiring. I think that it was just really fun to see all these cool ideas that came to life in terms of, you had the story articulated well, you already had the product launched, you had done a ton of research, so huge amount of work goes in, and I actually judge a fair number of competitions actually at UW as well, and I felt like many of your stories were even tied up better than what we see from a lot of the undergraduate and MBA students there. So kudos in terms of pushing on all of it, because it's a huge amount of work. The first thing I'll say in terms of just general thematic takeaways is your speaking was just really amazing and incredible. It's really scary to get up and to speak in front of a large group of people, and adults especially for those students. And you all are really articulate, you were poised, you had good eye contact, you were able to communicate really well, and a lot of pitching a company or pitching an idea, even if it's not a startup, is how do you actually package that all up in terms of your communication skills and poise, and I think all of the teams and all of the individuals really knocked it out of the park there. So congratulations on that. I'll leave you with kind of two other thematic takeaways. Each of the teams really had marketplaces, and if you have a marketplace, in terms of thinking about how that business is going to work, you need to really think about both sides of the marketplace. And it seemed like thematically, there was a lot of time and attention, more time and attention being spent on who will be the end customer on all three of the presentations than the supply of who is actually supplying those services. And a marketplace needs to have both sides, and so they both have to be fleshed out, because if you have a huge amount of the end users, but you don't have the supply of whatever there it is that they're buying, then the business falls down. So I would think about that as you build out your model a bit more. And then the last piece to take away, I think for me, for my questions as well as for the other panelists, I tried to be very specific with each team to ask a question that would intentionally take you off script a bit. And I think that the other judges did as well. And a lot of this is what's going to happen in real life. This is what's going to happen in your job, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're not. You're going to do all this planning, and then you're going to get some question that actually doesn't lead you down the path of just reflecting back on your slides. And so to think about how are you going to respond, how are you going to potentially anticipate other people's questions if they're going to push on your ideas, and then how are you going to respond if you really just don't know the answer. You want to try to answer the question, and then say, hey, you know, that's a great idea. We need to do a little bit more research, or maybe we do need to press on that a little bit, but you do need to answer the question. So I would just push on those couple things that would help to bring everyone to the next level in terms of presentation. But kudos to everyone, really phenomenal job. And I think now you're all probably waiting for the results, so we'll hand it over for getting the finals.
Can we get a round of applause for the judges, please? So we have two sets of prizes. One is for our year 2 team. We want to kind of encourage them to continue on the journey, right? Like this is not a school project where you kind of have a finite end date and it's just something theoretical. Each of the teams is going and trying to make something real, which, as I mentioned earlier, is hard. And I want to recognize the perseverance it takes to get to even this stage here. So for teams like Gantic, we have $1,000 to help you fund your company. And now for the 3 teams in... Oh, sorry. You should pose for the photo. So, I'm relaying information. So come back up here. So your one's just going to have to wait another 30 seconds.